What up? What up? What's up? Back again, bros with mics, yo. I'm Tom.
I'm Cody.
Hey, man, it's a wild one, man. I told you we was gonna bounce back. I don't know if y'all watched the last one, and I gave my prediction on the Tennessee one, and I said it'll be similar to the Virginia game. Just stay with us, be calm. Florida was a blip. I mean, this guzzle throat? You good? You thirsty? Man?
Bro, these gummies.
You thirsty, man?
Bro,
Jesus, guzzle throat.
I was like trying to hold it in, bro.
Yo, you just
I
deep
was,
throated that whole bottle. You all
bro.
right? You good?
Oh, pause.
You good?
Pause,
Yeah.
pause, pause.
Are you good?
I'm good, bro. I was thirsty. Damn.
But no, man. Back to it. I was looking at these comments and bro, people just wanted Nico. I'm gonna skip to the end of the game to talk about that, right? Nico, we want Nico. We want Nico. Nico got out there and got smacked 2 times in a row. One of the times, bro's neck was bent back behind him. And the ref's like, he'll be okay. Let him play. No call. That was a bad no call, ref. Horrible. But no, to start off the game, Joe Milton went on ahead and he said the coach was talking to him and said, "Hey, Joe, pick a play that you like, and we'll start working in some film and see if we can adapt you a little bit." He picked Cam Newton. Sure enough, first play of the game, he puts an 81-yard tutty going on him. That is the longest run in Tennessee since 1950s, I think. The longest
So he thought he was Cam Newton.
Yeah, since the 50s, that's the longest scoring touchdown run by a quarterback. So he pulled a full Cam Newton out there, strided it out, and he looked great. To be honest with you, we start off the game good. It was 31 points going into halftime, right there. So I thought he was making the plays that he should have been making. He's making the passes should have been making. I mean, we still saw a few of the overthrows, but all in all, he's putting the ball where it needed to be, and we got to see Dylan Sampson again. We saw his post he had put on like Instagram, whatever. It was a cheetah in a cage. He didn't get to play just because I think the rotation was kind of messed up. Florida game, people kind of heads where they should have been coaching wise to get him in. But he came out this game 2 touchdowns, 139 yards with a 44 long stride, 11 carries. That's average.
11 carries.
Like 10 yards a carry. He was making it shake.
12.6 yards a carry.
I'm telling you, Dylan Sampson is a dog out there. So I really enjoyed seeing him get in there and get his just dues, just desserts is what it should be right there.
Y'all have a running back named Jabari Small. I feel like I heard him either last year or year before last. He used to be y'all starter or no? He just always coming back up.
No, he was there. He actually put on a lot of weight, like 15, 20 pounds. So he bulked up and now he runs like a madman. He's back there, 9 carries, 61 yards and a touchdown, 40 yards was long. Jabari is very shifty when he comes out of there. And you see, we have a decent running back room right there with Jalen Wright, Jabari Small, Sampson, and Cam Seldon to get in there. But
yeah, I mean, overall, it's just kind of dominant performance. UTSA 1-3 now. Kind of knew that was gonna happen. What are they in like the Athletic Central Conference?
AAC, whatever that is.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much a given. It's crazy that y'all hit SEC play last week and not this week, like everybody else did, I guess.
Yeah, the way I feel like our schedule usually goes, we'll schedule one game, like Florida game is usually the first 3 games. We'll go back to a smaller opponent, just kind of make sure we're tightening everything up before we start hitting the ground running, because it's going to be like South Carolina, then Texas A&M, then like Mississippi State, and all these other people. It's like bang, 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 bang. Alabama, the 3rd Saturday in October. We'll be here for it.
Yeah, I mean, I think this video is more geared towards the future rather than this game here. I mean, overall dominant performance for Tennessee, 45-14, but South Carolina next week. Spencer Rattler started this game off against Mississippi State, 14-14 passing. Looks. I mean, like he can play. Obviously, is Tennessee's defense gonna be able to stop that?
And that's the thing. I think we are, man. To be honest with you, if we keep the pressure up the way we've been doing it, this past few games, we're doing a pretty good job of pressuring quarterbacks, and that's what Spencer's downfall is. When you're not pressuring him, you letting him sit back there and throw the ball around, he's going to make plays. You keep that pressure on him, man. Aaron Beasley coming off that edge, we're going to make it shake, and I think that'll be our best thing. Him, Tyler Barron, getting there, getting those sacks. I think we'll be okay against them for the most part. The only thing we are really I don't even say it's not a concern for me anymore is if Joe can perform like he did this game. Perform like you did this game in the Virginia game.
How's it not a concern?
Because, man, I think Joe has found a stride. It took that wake-up call in the Florida game and I think he's got his stride down. And we had a solid running back room, and I think that's what their weakness is.
That always helps the quarterback. But don't get me wrong, this was UTSA.
I mean, it doesn't matter. It could be UTS mama, anybody down the road. If you can't make the throws when a man's wide open, it doesn't matter who you're playing against, right? And that's what we had to get him, because the players were getting open. Look at the Florida game. We have a lot of open plays that we just left the points out there. It's, can he get the ball to the open man? And that's what we were seeing this game. Except for the third quarter, we had a few off throws right there in the bad quarter. But you know what? I would say it's concerned. My concern, if I had to put one out there, is if Joe Milton's going to play a complete game, right? Is Joe Milton going to come out there and have a great first half, a great second half? It's like, no, Joe, I just need you to be consistent throughout the entirety of the game, and I think we'll get the win, especially at home, and especially at night. And especially because I'm going to be there yelling. I'm going to be real upset. I come down there just to lose.
Nah, I think
be real upset.
I think Tennessee's problem, or not problem, everybody has a problem. Let me say that first and foremost. Every team has a issue. But to me, from the outside looking in, you may agree or disagree, but if Joe Milton plays decent, and when I say decent, I mean settle down. Like, I think he's so antsy back there a lot of times, and antsy meaning he wants to, and I've said this after week, show off his arm. He wants to try for the deep balls, and I feel like the home run hitters will happen, but you don't have to look for that as your first read every single time. And I feel like that's a lot of times what he does. And so when he comes back down to these check downs, they're covered and everything else happens. Now he's making those overthrows or those bad decisions that we talked about before. 18 to 31 passing today, but against a UTSA team, you kind of want to see like around 25, 5 to 7 more completions. I think a confidence booster for him is just start with the check downs. And
and the issue is, I think we have put a standard of Joe Milton that is kind of hard to attain. We have Joe Milton, and we have this image of Joe Milton in our head as a Josh Dobbs or a Hendon Hooker, right? He's a dual threat quarterback, right? We got to break that down for Joe Milton, because Joe Milton technically is not a dual threat quarterback, right? He's a pocket passer.
He can burn you.
He's a pocket passer that can run, but he's not a quarterback that can throw on the run. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of like
he has to stay still to throw. He is truly a pocket passer, but he's so big and fast that he can run. He has that straight line speed on you, but he's not going to get out of the pocket, avoid you, and make a good throw. He's not that type of quarterback. He has to stay completely still, or he needs to take off.
I don't think there's a standard. I don't think there's a standard with those two guys in particular, but I would say,
I'm talking about in the mind of Tennessee, in the mind of volunteers.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm still saying in Tennessee. I'm still talking about Tennessee. This is all about Tennessee. So it's kind of like Josh Dobbs, cool. You kind of want to see if you're taking after somebody, you kind of want to see them, Heisman finalist, maybe a Super Bowl winner, something like that. But there's all kind of good quarterbacks that don't get mentioned in that, it's kind of like a popularity contest, if you'll say. But
I mean, we had our Heisman finalists, and they shorted him last year.
Yeah, and I thought he should have been a Heisman finalist for sure over Stetson Bennett. But I like Joe Milton to settle down. That's my big, the key for Joe Milton in this Tennessee offense is to slow down. Like, you have running backs to get you some space. Your physical team up front, especially on your line, offense and defense. So it's kind of like take what the offense gives you.
Yeah.
And you don't have to show out for NFL scouts by throwing it 100 yards down the field. Just complete passes. That's more important.
At this point, they know you can throw it.
They know you can throw it. Just complete the passes. And I feel like that's what I'm missing from Joe Milton. Mm-hmm. And I'm not a Joe Milton fan per se.
Which you've said before. Which
I said. And it's not that I don't like him. Don't get that twisted. I just wish, I feel like he could be top 5 if he just settles down.
Yeah, he has the potential. Hey, man, take a beat, breathe. You got your guy open. Just hit him. If Joe hit 25% of the passes he's missing, he would be we'd have won against Florida, and he would be in that conversation for a potential Heisman watch right now. but it's because he gets so antsy back there, and he's like bouncing. Like, hey, Joe, you got it. Step up into the pocket, make your throw. Your guy is open.
Yeah,
bro. And I feel like he did a decent job of that this week. I mean, we had
decent, yeah,
209 passing, and we could have had more than that had he completed a few of those deep balls, and a couple guys dropped some passes that were catchable. But no, all in all, it was a great game, great complete game. It gets us set up for next week. We had a few injuries that we got to watch out for. Even Joe himself got a little hurt in that third quarter, and with that, had to go put that knee brace on. I think that kind of affected him in the third quarter too, playing injured.
I guess
I think we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right.
I guess my last take would be for on Tennessee. It's kind of like so you're 18 for 31 on the day against UTSA. Not a great school, we know that. It's not a, but you only throw for, what was it, 209?
209, but we ran for 303.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Which is great. But you kind of want to see those deep balls get completed. So it's kind of, and I'm not trying to contradict myself, but I am saying, like, when you hit them checkdowns, that opens up. And we're not quarterbacks. I'm not a quarterback. We're not quarterbacks. So, I can only talk as a fan. But I feel like, when you hit those checkdowns, when you run the ball well, those deep balls will open up. So, I think Tennessee controls their own destiny, which, most people do to this point. But Joe Milton plays at a high caliber. I think Tennessee will beat the Georgia and the South Carolina and the Bamas. I really do believe that. I think it's all on Joe Milton. That's just my hot take.
Honestly, and that's what it is. The receivers are getting open. It's on Joe Milton's shoulders. So, in conclusion, a great game. It sets up for next week. Keep the same energy, the same momentum, the same drive that we had this game, pushing to get those 30-some-odd points scored in the first half. Carried into next week, and we got to start hard against that team. We can't go slow. We got to hit them hard, hit them fast, and defense – keep making plays. He's going to throw some interceptions. Going to get the pressure, but you got to go get the balls when he float them up there. So, great game. Ready for next week. We got South Carolina coming to Neyland. Good old Rocky Top. We will see you there at 7:30, I think, next week. So Boomer sooner. Great game today, guys. All right, cool. We're all right. We're Bros with Mics. I'm Tom.
I'm Cody.
Thank you so much for stopping by. We are out, my boy. Peace.